In the industry, there were times when I did feel that my opinion was not asked or my opinion was not taken. And if I wanted to give my opinion or be assertive, I was, oh, she's damn aggressive, man. Through generations, it is something that has been, conditioned through and through, that women always underplayed their achievements, and, they're either pushing their husbands forward or they're pushing their children forward. And that's a very maternal instinct as well. But now at least you are heard. And see, this is the medium that I know best. And what better way to bring a conversation to a table than to do it through your work? And having children that age who are also students, Arbaz, the producer, who has a son that age who's also a student, is something that we need to talk about, because we still are a few who are a privileged lot. It's one of the most giving industries that you'll ever get. I mean, I was just telling someone previously that, look at me after 33 years, I'm still enjoying, I'm still doing the kind of work that I want. Amitji Touchwood today is still hitting the ball out of the park.
Yes.
So, and you see the other industries, people retire at 35, 36, 40 and they're done and they probably have to retire. So it is something that the opportunities that you get within this industry is fantastic. It's just a misconception that is out there for people that, oh, this is that big bad world. There is, competitiveness, there is politics, sabotage in every industry.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You're tuned to Bollywood Bubble, and today we are in conversation with Raveena Tandon and Anushka Kaushik. But to make it easier, I think it's Raveena's world and we are living in it.
Yes.
Considering that this year has started with her and we are very much in the middle of it, and we are still with Raveena ma'am. Welcome.
Thank you for that kind introduction, Ankita. But yes, we've met so often in this year that it seems like we are all there together. But thank you for being for me and with us throughout and giving us this opportunity to be with you on Bollywood Bubble.
But I should say that the kind of content you are coming out with this year is diversification put out in the best words. How do you feel about it as an artist? Like, when in today's time we have so many characters to pick and choose from, but you are picking the characters right in the forefront, unapologetic. How?
Well, that's exactly how I think I would have liked it. And I am enjoying that, because I think now we have that time to pick out the kind of choices that we would have wanted to do for a very long time. And I'm enjoying that luxury right now. Thanks to even the OTT platforms and even my films, if you see, whether you saw KGF 2, or now you'll see me do a comedy in Welcome 3, or you'll see me do a lawyer in Patna Shuklla. So it's a varied spectrum that I am completely and thoroughly enjoying doing.
Anushka, were you nervous with your first shot when it was with her?
I'll say I was excited, honestly. I wasn't nervous. I'll be very honest, because I think the excitement to just go on set and to see her, I think that was much more than just being nervous about my scene.
What was your core memory of Raveena, if I have to ask you? The core memory.
Core memory, I think it has to be from one of the parties actually.
Oh.
Yeah. And
That's not a good sign.
Raveena ma'am is probably one of the best person to party with this.
Yeah. And I had no idea about it,
Please clarify in what way.
She's fun, she's a great host.
Fun,
she
yeah.
makes sure that everyone is on the dance floor. That's it.
Yes. And everybody is being taken care of,
Yes.
तूने कुछ खाया, तूने कुछ, तू यहाँ क्यों खड़ी है side में, calm now, because there was a first party. I was like, अच्छा, everybody is enjoying. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying. Are you eating something? Yeah, I'm eating. So I think from there it broke.
The ice.
The ice broke. Yeah.
Raveena, in the trailer we see you as a woman whose achievements are underplayed. But in real life, when we come to see it, do you think we still, at even this stage or in this generation, tend to somewhere even a little underplay a woman's achievement? And I'm not saying this from the society perspective. Even as we kids, sometimes we also underplay when we see our mother's achievement. We just tend to take it for granted. Do we?
I think that is something that has been prevalent through centuries. Like Anushka also brought up the point, and we were discussing that through generations, it is something that has been, conditioned through and through, that women always underplayed their achievements, and, they're either pushing their husbands forward or they're pushing their children forward. And that's a very maternal instinct as well. But nonetheless, I think earlier on it would be, oh, she has an opinion, she's being assertive. Oh my God, she's so aggressive, she's this aggro chick. But now at least you are heard. Now your opinion matters. Things have changed for the positive. and I do believe in that. But yes, there is still a huge segment of society still has to undergo that change, and that is a bit of what we've shown in the movie as to what really happens, in situations like that.
Raveena, all throughout your career, while it's very easy for anyone to say, "Oh, आप बहुत exciting काम कर रही हैं," I would beg to differ. I think from the very young age in your career, you picked up roles which I don't think actresses at that time would have picked. Daman,
Yes.
Shul, you come to then Matra. And if I connect dots, there's something about you and that maternal instinct with the parts you play, the voice you want to be for so many girls out there. Has it been a conscious choice? Have you realized there has been a pattern to it? Or is it just Raveena?
Well, I honestly have always worked for the girl child. And see, this is the medium that I know best. And what better way to bring a conversation to a table than to do it through your work? Society has given us so much. And there is somewhere when you reach a point where you do realize that you have to make your contribution. It's your moral responsibility. And especially with some topics that are so close to your heart. And that's when I intentionally try to do roles that bring about a certain change, and you believe that this is something that needs to be heard and something needs to be done about. Likewise with Patna Shuklla. It is, till the script came to me, I did not even know that things like this happen. And especially with our young generation, which is going to be the future of this country, which we have to shape and mold these young minds into being brilliant minds, educated minds, because they are going to be the new India. They are going to take this country forward. So at that point, for them, for their lives and their futures to be stolen away or snatched away by someone who's more powerful, and people like us who could have made the difference but we never bothered to, would have, probably I would have been guilty about not doing something a long time ago. So this is something that strongly I believe in. And having children that age who are also students, Arbaz the producer who has a son that age who's also a student, is something that we need to talk about, because we still are a few who are a privileged lot. But what about those who have, and we have shown that in the movie, Patna Shukla, her character Rinki Kumari, she's a rickshaw puller's daughter who has saved his entire, life's earnings to give his child a good education, so that as a woman, as a girl especially, she stands on her feet and makes something of her life. And that is snatched away from her right in the beginning, is something that we really need to discuss. Where do those people go? How do they fight back?
Exactly.
So there, and what I really like is, from the past few months that I've been seeing, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has been addressing this issue very strongly in all his episodes of Man Ki Baat, where he does say that our students need our support and our children need our support. That's the young India. And especially the kind of stress that these children go through, where they then take extreme steps, which are, really a nightmare for any family and any parent. And that's when I think this topic was so strong and close to mine and Arbaz's heart that we had to do something about it.
As we were discussing, your folks were not very keen about you pursuing the film dream, I would call it. Was it also because one of you were not one of the brightest students or the brightest students out there?
Because she was one of the most brightest students, my God, 94%.
That's what
you
I'm
can't
saying.
beat that.
Because that's the common perception. If you are great in academics, somehow parents think that there can't be anything else you should be pursuing. Did you have to sit them down and convince them?
I think still my father thinks कि मैं कोई government exam दे दूँगी तो वो clear कर लूँगी. ऐसा उनको लगता है. इतनी लंबी लाइन है, उनको नहीं पता कि जितनी अरहम नगर के बाहर बड़ी लाइन है, उतनी लंबी लाइन लोग एग्जाम्स दे रहे हैं उन सब चीज़ों के. And I think वही competition है हर जगह. It's just that यार now sitting here answering this question, I can say that I think it was coming from a place of fear and love. For sure, it was a mixture of fear and love. Your parents just want कि मेरे बच्चे के साथ कुछ गलत ना.
Secure,
yes. For sure. And I think there's one particular incident which I want to share, that when I just completed my graduation, I told and I broke this news that I want to do this for my life. So my parents didn't react. My mother just she stopped talking, and we were in the same house. We were just chatting on phone कि mama please मुझे करना है ये, ऐसा नहीं होता. तुमको पता है actresses का. Then it's not. She was actually the part of the vicious circle, you know, this society and everybody. And for me, though, it's just taking a flight and coming to Bombay. For her, though, she has to live in that environment. For her, those aunties, chachis, and everybody, we went to somebody's place, and he's like, "You don't know कैसे actresses कैसे scene करते हैं, नहीं देख सकते और ये कर सकते हैं." And I very vividly remember my mother's face turning red. And now, and this is for everybody, not only for me, when you know, make that mark, that's the first person who congratulates my mother wherever any release is.
It's this misconception that is there that it's a dirty, bad world, which
And
is
especially for the girls
I
outside
think it's
the-
really sad because I think it's one of the most giving industries that you'll ever get. I mean, I was just telling someone previously that, I mean, look at me after 33 years, I'm still enjoying, I'm still doing the kind of work that I want. Amajit Touchwood today is still hitting the ball out of the park.
Yes.
So, and you see the other industries, people retire at 35, 36, 40 and they're done and they probably have to retire. You know, so it is something that the opportunities that you get within this industry is fantastic. It's just a misconception that is out there for people that, oh, this is that big bad world. There is, you know, competitiveness, there is politics, there is, sabotage in every industry. It's not only this industry. You go anywhere, there is rivalry and there is...
who are there in the corporate world, and they're like, just listen to those stories, man. They're worse. At times, they're worse.
And why, Raveena, this question, because the answer also flows here, is you started young. While your father was such a reputed member of the fraternity, you also started young, you made a mark. And what always has been a point of, I think I'll have a huge respect for you at the age of 21 when you adopted your daughters. And you've been always doing that phenomenal work. So this girl placement in industry, at that time when the daughters were there, you were working here, did you face those stereotypical patriarchal setup thoughts, not just from the industry, but from the people around you?
Well, fortunately for me, people around me, I think that was not the case.
That's right.
In fact, I do believe, I have a saying, besides the fact that we love our mums and our mums are someone who shape us, who mold us and become the kind of strong women that we are because they inspire us. But I also do believe that behind every progressive daughter, there's also a very progressive father. So that is something that comes equally with the kind of parental upbringing that you have. Both my parents have been just completely the strongest pillars for me. And so that, fortunately for me, in my parents' house, I never ever saw any kind of patriarchy being played out, so to speak. It was always a very equal give and take, even between kids. Every relationship was an equal give and take, you know. But yes, surely in the industry, there were times when I did feel that my opinion was not asked or my opinion was not taken. And if I wanted to give my opinion or be assertive, I would say, oh, she's damn aggressive, man. You know, she has an opinion on everything. So it's something that used to bother me. But now I think things are much, much better. But besides the, you know, at my workplace, I see this happen in many other places, in many other still sections of society where the minute a woman wants to give an opinion or wants to be assertive, she's still called aggressive. You know, that is still there. So that change has to come in its totality. That will take time.
And I think it's easily said than done that we are aggressive. Sometimes it takes time to put out our opinion a little strongly for the people to hear.
Exactly. So that's the thing. So when you want to say something strongly, you come across aggressive. So it's like, hello, what happened here? You know?
Yes.
So like I said, we still are a privileged lot, that we are in a different kind of society where people believe that the change has happened. But there is still a lot of sections, a lot of segments of our society where this change still has to come. But slowly, but surely, it will, and we will make the difference.
That's lovely. Ma'am, any one of you ever, even in your, on a lighter note, school days, had those number pressure? No. Even you also.
अरे but मेरा full चल रहा है ज्ञान अभी इसकी बारी बोल
बहुत अमित 94% अब क्या बोलूँ मैं pressure के लिए मतलब
pressure I face pressure, I think, and I've talked about it in my previous interview as well. When I was doing I was giving my first time boards exams, 10th standard, I had like huge anxiety attacks, honestly, and those were literally attacks. When I was sleeping, I used to just get up and just sit and like, Mama, मैं सब भूल गई. So I think that's too much pressure yaar, and I think especially boards, because उस टाइम पे मतलब मैं जब ग्रेजुएशन कर रही थी और जब बोर्ड्स दे रही थी, तो उस टाइम पे बहुत ज़्यादा उस चीज़ का होता था कि यार ये वो मार्क्स है जो तुम्हें पूरी लाइफ याद दिलाने वाले हैं कि तुम कौन हो, तुम्हारा वजूद क्या है, इसके अलावा तुम कुछ नहीं. एंड आई थिंक I am from this industry, and I think also my friends who are not from this industry, nobody asks it. I think only for your passport and Aadhaar cards they ask you your 10th class ka mark sheet. They don't. It's who you are and what you make out of it that matters.
Agreed. Because we have limited time, and I've heard Anushka is a great mimicry artist. So, could you kindly do me something for Raveena ma'am? I would like to see.
She actually transforms herself into Deepika so brilliantly.
देखिए रवीना
But
जी,
I would
ऐसे-
want to. But
देखिए ऐसे रवीना जी आप बोलेंगे कि सर देखिए उसका करते हैं तो नहीं हो पाएगा. देखिए मैं तो भारत की जो मेरी जनता है उसके लिए तो मैं देखिए कभी कंगना हुआ या जो भी है देखिए धीरे धीरे हमें सबको बताना है कि हम दोनों मिलके जो यहाँ आए हैं वो पटना शुक्ला के लिए आए हैं. तो पटना शुक्ला पे थोड़ा सा ध्यान देते हैं, क्योंकि मैं तो देखिए बहुत सारी चीज़ों के बारे में बात कर सकती हूँ पर मुझे करनी नहीं है. तो शुक्रिया.
No, but now DP.
दीपी
Yeah,
because
come
that's a
on.
recommendation from her, so I would love to
Yeah.
see.
दीपी का मुझे कोई डायलॉग क्यों नहीं याद आ रहा है. मुझे बाजीराव, फिर मैं बाजीराव ही
हाँ वही कर दो बाजीराव का करो.
आपको फिर बाजीराव.
Like you can close your eyes and it's Deepika. There's no
But
choice.
I really wanted you to imitate like Raveena ma'am. That would be such a pleasure.
Okay,
She's
do,
sitting.
chal do me, chal.
Please
नहीं,
do.
नहीं हो पाएगा.
Please
Tell
नहीं.
ऐसे ही नहीं
अरे
होगा.
ऐसे
कैसे
कैसे? This is
बोलेंगे?
the best one.
हाँ.
Please come on.
Come on, I want to know
You
how,
have done
how
Deepika,
I
everyone
am.
knows, so
I
let's
wish
see.
sometimes I could see how I behave and how I talk.
Okay.
I don't use my hands a lot.
Let's close this
अरे ऐसे
interview.
नहीं होगा बाबा. ऐसा आप बोलोगे वो कुछ नहीं आएगा.
वो नहीं, हम नहीं देख रहे उधर. आप करके दीजिए. हम चलिए इसको यहीं पे फिर सेंड करेंगे.
I love the way she says it. जी. It's about the society and everything, of course. And like अभी नहीं हो पाएगा. बात करो सामने से. Like yeah.
I think this is probably the best one. Somebody has tried to do it, but still.
You can't. It's just the one and only. We have one and only Raveena Tandon.
We do have. As I said in the beginning of the interview, it's Raveena Tandon's world.
And we are just
living in
living
it. So we are going to subscribe by that. But thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank
you
you.
for the work. And thank you
Thank
for
you.
always bringing out the content which speak volumes. You sometimes don't have to do the chest thumping and the drool drumming, but your content speak volumes. That always has.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you, Ankita.
Thank you so much, Anushka.
Thank
And wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.